So sometimes we find ourselves comparing ourselves at our 20% to their 100%, right? Because if you find yourself comparing yourself to others, then this video is definitely for you. So hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Diane, and on this channel I focus on self-improvement from within, mental wellness, and then like to the hair, the beauty, fashion, and all the fun stuff. So on today's video, we're gonna be discussing comparing yourself to others, right? So in the age of social media, it's been very difficult for us not to look at others and be like, oh my gosh, they have this amazing lifestyle. Like, I want that kind of lifestyle, right? But that's not necessarily how life works, because we all know that it took hard work and dedication and stuff like that to get to where they are. And so sometimes we find ourselves comparing ourselves at our 20% to their 100%, right? Because some people do come from money, but oftentimes, people work hard to get to where they want to be. And so by comparing ourselves to their highest self at our lowest self, it kind of defeats the purpose of kind of seeing something and it's like, I want to do that, I want to accomplish that. It just kind of puts us in a state of jealous, envy, and all this good stuff. So by comparing ourselves to others, right, that can make us essentially devalue what we already have. And it's kind of like, you're looking, for example, if you're looking at someone else's marriage and you're like, oh my gosh, you're always happy and da da da. Once again, out in public, in the age of social media, whatever, because we never really know what goes on behind closed doors, right? And now you start to look at your partner who's probably maybe not the best. And I'm not saying that he or she is a cheater, but like they're kind of not at that place where they can provide for you everything that you want, or whatever it is. And we start comparing our significant partners to others, and it's like, that doesn't make sense for us to necessarily do, because one, we don't really know how people are behind closed doors, which is a huge thing. Seeing what others has, it starts to pale in comparison to what you do have, right? And you start to feel like, what you have isn't good enough, or where you are in life isn't good enough. And that can also create, like I mentioned a little bit in the intro, that can force us to become envious of others and jealous of others. Not on some, oh my gosh, I see that, that is a goal I'm going to accomplish, I'm going to make it there. But it's just kind of, why do they have it and I don't? And you start to feel like they shouldn't have it, I should have it. And what that tends to do is that just creates this energy of just negativity, whether you feel it or it's like kind of like this whole manifestation thing, which I don't know. I feel like manifestation without action is just words, but I do think that there is power and energy, and what you spew out into the world is very important, and it also does come back to you in a certain way that may not be exactly what you want, especially when you're being jealous or envious of others, right? And by comparing yourself to others, that can also lead you to be unhappy and bitter, right? Because once again, you're still seeing yourself like not advancing in life, not being how you want to be, and not like, you still see yourself as, okay, I'm not where I should be, I'm not where I want to be. And so that can, force you to become a little bitter, a little unhinged, and a little unhappy. And so comparing yourself to others really doesn't give you a leg to stand on, realistically. And like I mentioned before, comparing yourself to someone's 100% to your, I don't know, let's say you're just starting out, to your 25%. Like me, I'm a content creator, I am a CEO, I am an entrepreneur, I do wear many freaking hats. At this point, I feel like I'm a social media manager as well, because I manage all my socials. So if I look at someone who has so many more YouTube viewers, or on other platforms, like, oh my gosh, they have so many followings, why isn't my engagement up, or anything like that? If I start looking at those that are doing a lot better than me, but have started a lot more longer than me, don't have the same content, maybe have a better setup, I don't know. And I'm just like, oh, I want to do that, I need to be there. But I'm not really putting in the effort to really kind of put that as a goal, as opposed to just saying, oh, why do they deserve it and not me? You know what I mean? Focusing on what others deserve or get instead of yourself also puts you in a place of like, you start to feel like you don't deserve anything, because if you're not seeing yourself where you want to be, then it kind of creates this whole narrative of like, well, maybe I'm just not good enough. And that just further spirals you down this rabbit hole, right? So here are some ways to stop. I just wanted to kind of explain what comparing yourself to others can sometimes lead to. And so now we're just going to discuss some of the ways to kind of combat that, right? Because that's why we're here. Possibly doing something nice for others, right? We're so self-involved on a day-to-day basis, always grinding, always hustling, always on to the next thing, right? And that sometimes we never stop to just kind of take a look around and see what everyone else is going through. And so by maybe stopping and doing something nice for another can possibly help you take your mind off of where it is that you think that you should be, and kind of bring you back to reality. And it's just like, nah, like, you know, I can do good for others even though I'm not where I want to be, right? And another thing is being grateful, showing gratitude not for others, but for yourself and what you do have. Like, be grateful for the things that you do already have, because realistically, it can always, regardless of how high you are in life or how low you are in life, it can always get worse, right? So focusing on what you do have and being grateful and learning how to be, I don't want to say satisfied, because if you're not satisfied with where you are, obviously you're going to want to do better, but be okay with yourself for where you are for now until you can make it to the next step. And a way that you can do that, as far as like showing grateful, and this, like, you might let that slip, but if you put yourself on a routine, on a habit of like journaling, right? Because when you journal down, maybe journal 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning, say a little, whether you pray or whether you just meditate, you know, express your gratefulness for where you are, because you are somewhere. It's just figuring out, okay, well, maybe I don't want to be here too much. I want to get onto the next level. And it's about figuring out how to do that, but also understanding like, I made it this far, right? Also, and also another thing is also to determine, why are you comparing yourself to others, right? Because you can't necessarily start like working on it unless you figure out what it is. Is it wealth? Is it relationship? Is it friends? Is it career? What is it? And how can you do to fix yourself, as opposed to looking to someone else to want to be that but not have that? And you know, so it's kind of like if you're at work and someone it's a sales job, they sold 2 cars. Okay, how can you get yourself out there to do more? You know, do you need to be more personable? Do you need to be more outgoing? Do you just need to kind of be more aggressive in your sales tactics? So it's all about figuring out like these little pieces and things that you can plug into your daily life to really fix what it is that you have going on. Yeah, so once you figure out where the comparison issue is, and then start to focus on, okay, what can I do, is definitely the best step. And it's definitely a way to kind of move you away from what you're doing and kind of help you out. So yeah, I mean, that's it. It's all about, like I said, determining where you are and where you want to be. And you can't sit on the couch and do nothing all day and say, oh, why is that person richer than me, right? So it's all about changing your mindset. But anyways, that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you care, if you want to. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.